What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Cyclops right here on another edition of After the Music Stops, brought to you by His Cartel Radio. And you know, this show can't be a great show like it is without the greatest co-host in the land. Let them know who you are.
You know, it's your girl Mocha the Mack. I'm so excited as always to be here on After the Music Stops. Let's go.
All right. And tonight we have a lovely guest. And I saw an interview with her a couple of months ago, and I knew I had to get her on the show. And then I heard the single was nice. And then I heard another single. We're going to talk about that too. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. But we have the one and only NEVEAH.
Woo!
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
What's going on, girl?
How's it going? All right. Well, before we get into anything, we want to take a real quick break and go to one of our sponsors, and we'll get right back and get right into this conversation. Let's go.
Do it.
My name is Scola De Niro, Emmy-nominated executive producer, singer, songwriter, and music producer from the multi-platinum group Drew Hill. When it's time to wind down, there's only one choice of wine for me, and that's Pilate. It's 2 a.m. and no one's here, my love, to stop us from grooving. Hey, babe, let your head hang down tonight, my love. Slip on your lingerie and let's get personal.
Yeah, that's what we're about to get personal in this conversation, because
Oh, no, that's right.
that's what we do here or After the Music Stops. We get personal. So, yes, NEVEAH, for those who don't know who you are, let the world know who NEVEAH is and how long you've been in the game.
Are you with me?
Oh, no. All right. Well, until that comes back, Mocha,
Yeah.
what's going on?
You know me, just living that dream.
All right. There we go. Yeah, we can hear you. Choppy.
But you see me?
All
Oh,
right,
Okay,
there you
let's
go. There you go.
We're good. Now tell us about you. Who are you, ma'am?
And there you go. All right. Well, Mocha, tell us about you.
okay.
All right, we can hear you. We can see you.
You can hear us?
Yes.
All right, there you go. All right, so
Okay,
let us-
cool. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So you doing or saying to me or give some information that we were at? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So nothing. I'm just trying to pursue big dreams. It all started for me really pursuing it when I was in college. I took some hip hop classes with Ninth Wonder and Kid from Kid and Play, and it really just opened my eyes to some really interesting things that I didn't know on the back end of music. I was always raised in the church, so singing was just something that I did. I never really paid attention to, the intricacies of singing because it was just something that I did. My mom sang, my aunt sang, my whole family really. So it was just something I was pretty much doing and kind of forced to do. Preacher's kid, college, and holistic of being an artist and really being not just an artist but being a brand in this behind artistry. As artists, we want to express ourselves, we want to put music out there, but a lot of the times we don't take a moment to what it takes to push that craft. You have to know what BMI is, as an artist. You have to know what your publishing is, copywriting. You need to know those things, because that's where not only your money is, when you walk into a room and say, hey, I own my masters, what leverage can you provide me with that leverage that I'm getting? And then not only that, knowing how to gain leverage, as an artist, knowing how to have that. So again, that's where I come from. And I'm so blessed that I was able to have that step forward, so young in my pursuit of music. A lot of us don't learn that well seasoned in the game, right? We learn that after we've been used by people, but when we've been taken advantage, that's when we want to start learning these things. But really fortunate put in a position, it really helped me not only academically, but it also helped me with my dreams and my passions and my pursuits.
Okay, now listen, I want to touch on something real quick before we move on, because
sure.
You said you want to have that leverage. I own my masters, and respect that, and know what that means when you say that. But is that always the thing? Do you feel like to own your masters? Do you feel like that's always the way to go, to be to sign with someone that controls that for you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think it's on an individualistic basis. What's good for me isn't good for someone else always. 360 deal, or going into something like everybody's circumstance, and hustle is different. So for me, I'm always gonna bet on NEVEAH. Because I can't, if I disappoint me, I know how to correct disappointing me. So but I can't expect others to know, I can't expect that from others. So that's why for me, that works for me. I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. That works for me in my situation. But again, no, I don't think that is, God's law. I think, right. Again, if you're an entrepreneur and you can do it, do it. But if not, go for that label sign, go for that, because that's good too. That helps too, tremendously.
Yeah. All right. I want to take it back after the music stops, but I want to get to know a little bit more about you. I want to get a little bit more personal. Okay. Okay, let's take it back. So tell me, I know the church, was that instinctual for you? Everybody around you was singing, or was it something that was always, in your heart?
So I'm gonna have to say kind of both. When you're little, you don't really know what your passions are. You're being a kid. You're following the guidance of your parental guardians at that time. So you're not really focused on honing. Let me say, not everyone is always focused on honing that as a kid. Right. So for me, I was singing. My mom said I was singing when I started talking. So, okay. Yeah. So, obviously it was some type of instinct or, something that was embedded in me because I knew to do it without, I would say, learning, to do it. So, and again, my mom, she was singing Whitney Houston, she was singing BB Winans and, CC Wine. She was singing those songs when I was young, when I was very young. And I remember, some of my early memories are of going to rehearsals with her and her singing some of those songs. So for me, I think it was both. I was instinctually gifted with it, and then also I saw influences that really showed me, hey, girl, this is a thing, and you can really do
Okay.
this.
Nice. Okay. Cyclops, what you got?
So
We
okay,
taking
so
it back.
Great questions.
Taking it
Yeah,
back.
great questions.
so we can say your influence was really like your mom, who kind of instilled
Definitely.
that within you. Who were some of your other influences growing up?
So definitely India Ari, Lauren Hill, and these are kind of on a major scale, but I say them first and foremost, Whitney Houston, because these are the types of artists that I feel walked and led with integrity. They walked and led with their voices, truly their voices, not any gimmicks or, anything like fluffing them. It was
Yeah,
just real music, real talent and a message. They had messages with what they were saying. Whitney Houston would always say she wouldn't sing anything that she can't feel. So obviously she had a message. She had something that she wanted to portray in her artistry, and she was very integral in doing that. And so that for me kind of showed me, okay, hey, I really love what they're talking about. I love what they're doing. I love their presentation. And how do I do that? How do I not copy them, but how do I make something like that my own and really implement it in my artistry? So that's definitely the influences that I always state because they had the most impact on me for sure. And not just as an artist, but as an individual too.
okay. So all right, let's fast forward. Let's
Sure.
say 15, 16. So at that age, was you already saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this and I'm gonna take it seriously, or were you still
See, and like once you got out of
struggling?
high school, college,
Yeah.
like that became a thing for you. So like, where from? Like when did that start?
Well, so and I'm gonna be honest. So in high school, like late high school years, early college, I was an athlete. So and I've been an athlete, all my life. So I was into basketball, softball, soccer. So I was playing sports more than I was singing, more than I was putting the effort behind singing. Again, I was singing in church, every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. you know,
Right.
I was definitely doing that as well. But, my focus was sports, man. I was heavy in sports. I was a little tomboy. So I had four older brothers growing up. So, I was all up in the sports, the cars, the fast cars, and I was all up into that. So, so music really had to grow on me as far as wanting to be out in the limelight. Because at early ages like that, 15, 16, I was shy with music. I was.
Okay, okay. All right. Shy with music. That's okay. All right.
So
So
who was the person that? Oh, I was so
Oh,
ready.
can you guys still hear me?
yeah, we hear
There we
yeah.
Oh,
go.
perfect.
There we
Okay.
go.
Okay. So I was just
That
saying,
like,
so yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Who was the person that like made you take it serious for so and say, "Let's go for it"?
So that would have to be my older brother. My older brother, he in his earlier years, he was, into rap and, he had.
Yeah, acting. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, Mocha. All right. Well, we having a little technical difficulties, y'all. But
Can you hear me now?
yep, there you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I heard your question. And yeah, it was definitely my brother. He was flying me to and from Boston. He was living in he lives in Boston, where I'm originally from. So he was actually flying me to and from to sing on his tracks, to do his hooks and things like that. So he's the one that really gave me the confidence, because he believed in me. I mean, I hadn't done any recording or anything like that professionally yet. And so this was like when I was about 17, 18. He had really taken a chance on me. And so he's the one who really like said, hey, sis, you got something and you really need to pursue that. You really need to do it. And I'm not just going to tell you that. I'm going to give you the opportunity to do it,
Was that okay? So you said y'all went to the studio to record together. So that was the opportunity. But when you start doing shows, when were you like, oh, now I'm for real about this?
So shows came about 2021. I was of course still in college, but I was coming back and forth, from Durham to Charlotte. Shout out to NCCU. That's where I went to college. So I was, traveling back and forth. And then I started getting into the showcase, frame of work. And at that time, showcases was popping in Charlotte. They were really, really flourishing. Everybody was really like getting into the showcase, scene. So honestly, it was a lot of rappers at the time that were really in the showcase scene. So for me coming in as a, R&B artist, kind of R&B pop soul artist with all these rappers, it was definitely intimidating. It was, it was an intimidating feat, So I honestly, what made me take that chance was I had ran into a friend of mine, and they had a good friend that was putting on showcases, and her name was Cammie. Shout out to Cammie. And she was doing these showcases like every Friday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it, because I kept hearing about the showcases. I kept hearing about it, seeing flyers for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try this. I had my songs ready. I had one of my singles out. So I was like, yeah, let's get it. So I went to the showcase, again, all rappers, and mostly male rappers at that, not very many female rappers at all. So all I'm hearing is, that 808s all night, the hip hop, So I get up and my beat drops. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh God, please, please let me do well. I wasn't even really thinking about them, the audience. It was really just me, presenting myself, and I just did my thing. And when I started, I had my eyes closed. So I wasn't really paying attention. I was just giving it. And when I opened my eyes, man, them boys was rocking with me so hard I was in a little circle. They had circled around me, and it was just, so feeling that, of course, just amplified my desire to get out there and really pursue this thing, like, girl, you can do this. Yeah. Like, you had the confidence before, but now this solidifies and tells you that obviously you're onto something. So make it work,
So let me ask you this. So when you say you were in school and you were taking classes like with Ninth Wonder and Kid and Play, like, did that help you kind of prepare in some way, far as like the rap scene? Because you got some heavy hitters when it comes to the rap right there. So did that help you prepare yourself to be like, okay, I can stand toe to toe with a rapper as well?
Definitely. And I'm glad that you asked that, because they were very significant in building my confidence from an early standpoint anyway. Because again, this is Ninth Wonder we're talking about, and we're literally in a class with him every week. This man has Grammys. This man, he done worked with, the highest of the highest, and he humbled himself enough to come and see us every week, take that time out of his schedule, to come and sit with us. Kid from Kid and Play, same with him. He's.
Oh no. All right, we'll be right back. I think it's short message.
Okay, yes. Listen, we gotta get to the chat, because I want to know. Yeah. I want to know the content. I need to know.
Yeah. So
yes. Okay. This is craziness.
Go ahead.
Well,
No,
we're gonna get through this.
go ahead, girl.
Yeah, we gonna get through this. But I was saying, just working with them and having that ability to stand beside them and them being humble enough to take us on like that, that helped, I think, all of us in that class, not just again with being artists, but just as people, just knowing that we're good enough to stand next to whomever, whenever, and have that confidence enough to say that this is what I do. Here it is, like it or not, but here's what I do, and I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, they definitely gave me that go girl, go go do this because you see where I'm at, so you can do it if I can do it.
Gotcha. Well, all right. So let's get into this track right now.
Tell us
Okay.
about it. Wait, you gotta
Tell us about
tell
it.
us the backstory, where it come from. Like, tell me all about it.
Yeah, so right now was one of those tracks that I wasn't particularly sold on at first. It was one of those tracks that I don't want to call it an album filler, but kind of like that, like one of those, okay, we got to get a certain amount of songs in the catalog and we need to get it right. So we need to have something in the vault. That's the kind of song that was me. Because again, I wasn't very comfortable when we were making the beat. Side note, I always try with my producers to make together. I love the process. I love being able to hear the different sounds and placements. So I think that's very influential and important for vocalists to be able to hear that, in the making. So when I sat down with my producer, K Figs, shout out to my guy, um, we started out with it and the sounds were just not what I was anticipating. And, but he was like, trust me, girl, look, I got you. I'm not going to steer you wrong. We're going to do this and we're going to do it right. So I went with it and I was very uncomfortable because again, that's more poppy. To me, it's more of a poppy song than that solely,
Yeah.
the solely sound that I'm used to. And so he was like, you got to try different things. You got to step out your element. You got to be willing to do things that you don't normally do sometimes, as long as it's not, compromising your integrity or compromising who you are. You got to be willing to step out there, girl, and challenge your voice, And so when he told me that, I was like, "You're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right." So I'm all about correction. If it's correct criticism that's correcting criticism, I'm all about it. So I received it, and I told him I wanted to take a night, to kind of feel out, feel it, hear it, and really immerse myself in it. The next day we got back together, and I just kind of had to give myself, you know, to actually have the content, the words. It was through something I was actually dealing with at that time. I had met somebody, I was dealing with them, and that was what I was feeling at that time, that I wanted to give who I am to that person. So that also had a strong impact on how the song came out as a whole. So I was already going through trying to figure out the beat and how I would come with the beat. And then I was also going through dealing with my emotions with somebody that I was dealing with, at that time. So it really was a perfect storm, honestly. It was a perfect storm. And now that we've released it, I mean, we're almost at 1 million streams on that song alone, which is phenomenal. So shout out to everybody that's been streaming the song. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. My catalog on Spotify has already reached over 1 million streams. So I'm grateful for that as well. So that's why I said it's just, it's all about strategy and just believing in what you got and believing in your product and taking a chance on it, So that's definitely the backstory on that song. Again, uncomfortable. Okay. Uncomfortable all the way around. But again, you have to step out of that uncomfortability, to sometimes get to being comfortable, right?
Gotcha. So what we gonna do?
Hold on, I'm interested. I need to know. She said, "This is a pop song." I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to
Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop off the screen. We're gonna have you introduce the track, and we're gonna get into it right now. So there you go.
Awesome. Okay, beautiful people, this is your girl NEVEAH, and you are about to hear my hot new single right now. Check it out, check it out.
Mom, are shooting videos again?
Oh, you got me hooked, baby. Can you say my name? I love it when you talk dirty. More than an animal, baby. I like love, but I want pain. Ooh, you got me hooked, baby. Ooh, oh, oh. And baby, there is no denying I want you. And I can tell by the look in your eyes you want me too. So damn hypnotizing, and you're so damn tantalizing. I want you, hey. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want your body right now. I want your body right now. Give it to me right now. You know what, baby? Come a little bit closer. I love it when you rock with me, baby. You make a good girl go crazy. I'll be a bad girl on a daily. I'll leave it right on it if you let me. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Baby, there is no denying I want you. And I can tell by the look in your eyes you want me too. And you're so damn hypnotizing, and you're so damn tantalizing. I want you. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want your body right now. I want your body right now. Give it to me right now. I know that you're ready for it. I can tell that you adore this. Please don't keep me waiting, baby. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want your body right now. I want your body right now. Give it to me 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 right now. I want your body right now. I want your body right now. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now, baby. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want your body right now. I want your body right now. Give it to me right now.
All right, all right. That was right now, right now, right now.
Hold on, Cyclops. What you? What you
Go ahead.
gotta say? Let's give us some right now.
Whew. All right. So,
Hold
when
on.
I first heard,
Take.
oh wait,
You hear us?
can she hear us?
Shit, tell
Is
me.
All right. Well, until she comes back, let the world know what you think about the song.
See, so me. I said we gonna start with you.
Okay, good, good. I'm so glad.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad you here. Cyclops, let them know.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard the song, Shouts out to our sister company, T Quest, DJ El Nino. You were on their show,
Yep.
and I heard the song, and I immediately texted her, T Quest, and I said, "I need this song in rotation right now." Like I was like, yes, like I love it because it gave me that good old R&B feel, you know.
Mhm.
And it was It was like a dance, like you could dance to it, whatever you need to do to it, you just do it right now, and I loved it. And like I said, and then I saw the video, I was like, yes, okay, all right, yes. So I love
You.
it, love it, I love it, I love it, and this will be in rotation on his.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. For real, that means the world. You just don't. For real. For sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Mocha, what you got?
Well, you know me. I cannot lie. Okay? Wait a minute. Yeah, keep on doing it like this.
Hey. It's cool.
Yeah, but take. Okay.
You
So
good? You good?
All
Yeah.
right. So I cannot lie. I do not ever lie. If I 10, I'm gonna go with a solid 8. I feel like that's fair. A solid 8. I feel like he said, you also can sing to it if you're a G.
We back online. We back online.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go.
Okay. So look, you can't lie. You look. You said you can't lie. Something.
Okay, cool. If I had to go 1 through 10, I'm gonna go with a solid 8, maybe even an 8.5. You know what I mean? Maybe a 9. Know what I'm saying? For real, honestly, truthfully said, you can dance to it. You know, you can party to it, but you can also sing this little breakdown like, whoa, whoa, girl.
That's right. That's right. Yes. And that's what we do.
Let's do that, okay? But listen, when I talk to you, I don't get the same star energy. Like, oh my goodness. When you came over here, you were like, I'm just little old me. That's so
It was a surprise.
okay,
Like, oh
girl.
wow.
Okay, I see you. But yeah, I do like it. Big up to you and your Millie.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nah, for real, like it's a big deal. It's a big deal on this end, for real, because that's the first time that's ever happened for me as an artist. As long as I've been in this, I've released about 3 or 4 other singles, and this one is the first one that's really like gone to this level. So I'm just so appreciative. So I really appreciate you guys' feedback. I love it. I again receive it because that's what it's about right there. It's about what you said. You want to be able to dance to it. You want to be able to feel that old school vibe to it, though. It still has that, that R&B feel, like that real R&B feel. And that's what we need that. We need that so bad right now.
But I felt you as pop vibes. Now, I'm not saying you Beyonce, but it gave me Beyonce structure. You know what I mean? Like, I like it.
Girl, you better speak there.
Okay. All right. So you say you had 3 other, like you did 3 other singles, right?
Yep.
Now, I did my research. And then you happen to just post something about one of the songs that I listened to on your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Boom.
Oh, you do your research, I see.
Let's talk about Boom. Like, when I heard Boom, I was like, this is totally different from right now. I love it. Like, let's dive into Boom real quick before we get to after the music stops. How did Boom come around? And yeah, let me know where your mind was when you recorded that song.
So my train of thought was, I want something that's sexy, but that's also like that trap soul R&B feel, because that sound is relevant. It's just what you do with it, that makes it stand out or not. So that was my whole process behind it. When I bought it to Figs and I was talking to him about it and the concept that I had for the song, he was like, I got the perfect sound. I got the perfect match for you. So that's truly how that came about. Just hearing certain songs that were matriculating on the radio and things that I was hearing in the different shows that I was going to, it really just inspired me at that time. I'm like, yo, I need something to match this energy. I want something to match this energy. So definitely. And I love being able to be versatile. I love that. Like just what you said, that sounds nothing like right now, but it still has that NEVEAH sound, that NEVEAH feel. So for you to be able to say that and pinpoint that's telling me that we on the right track for sure.
Yes. And like I said, I do my research, and when I heard
Okay.
that song, I was like, yes.
I see.
So, all right, Mocha, is it time? I think it's time.
It's time. This is my favorite time.
All right,
this
so
is where we get into what is it, Cyclops? Tell her.
After the music stops, we did it before the music, we did during the music. This is where the show really starts.
Okay.
After the music stops. This is where we get to know you outside of NEVEAH. This is the interview's off. No more interviews. This is a conversation.
No more interview.
Okay, this is a talk. This is a talk it out. Okay, all right.
So, Mocha, I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump it off.
All right, so here we are. Took us through the whole journey. Now I want to know, just tell me where you journey. Like so far, I've seen that I've done some research on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? How are you living up to that these?
Okay, so tell me the question one more time. I heard the video. How am I living up to the video?
No, the awards. The awards that you got.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. Yeah.
The awards.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, awards wise, I've won, best R&B, artist of the year. And the good thing about that is that I've been able to accomplish that in states outside of my home state. So outside of Charlotte, outside of Boston, I've been able to get the best artist of the year award in New York, and LA. So just being able to be traveled, be able to be seasoned, and for my talent to be recognized, across the nation, that to me is humbling. Is very humbling because it tells me that I'm doing.
Why do you feel like opportunity to win that? Like what made you stand out really? Truly.
I think it's my presentation. I think it's the presentation, honestly. Because I'm very, not diva-ish, but I'm very like attention to detail when it comes to my wardrobe, when it comes to my song selections. I'm very adamant about that, and I'm very selective about that. So I think it's the presentation that always sets me apart from others that are, that I'm or my cohorts, let me say that. Because I don't see them as competition, because I don't really have competition. I'm my competition, so they are truly my cohorts, Got
you. What's the hardest thing? I mean, you said you got the presentation, you got the song, you got the music, the voice, what?
So outside of what like most artists focus on, what recording, right? And then finding out ways to release the recordings, right? And then shows, using their track, getting their tracked out for their show, right? But my approach has been very different in that regard. So of course, track is cool, but I also have a full band, and I also have dancers, and I also have backup singers. So that sets me apart, definitely, from other artists and other people that are coming out, doing. And don't get me wrong, track is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I do track too when it calls for that. But I can bring the whole package as far as that's concerned, or I can just bring, NEVEAH and still have a great package for you. So that's the difference. I'm about true presentation, and I'm also about providing not just what you asked for, but more than what you asked for. I want to come with the whole shebang. I want you to be more than happy with what you're receiving, because I think that sets you apart, not just from other artists, but from other businesses as well, because this is a business, right? So when I come in, I'm not just talking about doing music. They see me setting up my own sound. I can run my own sound. I can set up my own sound. So that might be a gig I can get outside of doing, my other shows and things like that. So I try to find other ways to fund what I'm doing by being present in what I'm doing.
Nice. So let me ask you this. You said you do band, a full band, and you have done a track. So as an artist myself, I've done both. And
Okay.
I know my answer to this question, but which one would you rather have and why?
Well, in my mind, I always want band, because it is just that live element, and
It's a different
we
feeling.
yes, it is.
Ooh.
And the arrangements that you can create,
That.
with your track, and with your foundation, which would be your track. You can create so many different elements of that, live, that you can't necessarily do on track. When you're singing the track, that's it. You have to sing to what that syncopation is, to that metronome, or to that beat. You can't change anything. But with a live band, there's so many avenues that you can explore. So for me, I just love it. And then too, I have dancers, and I dance as well with my live band. So that I love too, just challenging myself, to do more.
Gotcha. And I kind of figured out was going to be your answer, but I just wanted to make sure because, some people that I got a band, but I still prefer the track over the band, But,
Yeah.
I commend you on that because not everybody can do it.
Right.
So, but yes, I commend you on that. So let's take it a little bit further. Outside of the music, what would you be doing if you couldn't? If music was stripped away from you today, right now, pun intended, like what would you be doing?
I'd be running my businesses. I'd be pursuing that
Come on, business
heavily.
lady.
Yeah, I'd be pursuing that just as heavily as I pursue it now. To me, I don't see anything as a loss or as a failure. I don't see that. So if music didn't work out, you always have to have an exit strategy, right? You always have to have something in place, for any business that you go into. And artistry to me is the same. If it doesn't work out, if what I want doesn't come to fruition, which I don't ever speak that, but I'm just saying, just to be factual and just to be honest, because it's reality.
You never know.
But yeah, exactly. Something could happen, and you never know. So you just always have to be overly prepared. And for me, it would just be moving right on to my businesses, and helping expand them, making sure I'm expanding them in an appropriate time and in an appropriate manner. But yeah, because I love being an entrepreneur, so it really wouldn't be any different.
And it's crazy that you say that because I just watched the documentary of Deion Sanders, the Coach Prime series on.
Oh yeah.
So one of his don't judge me, okay?
Don't judge us, because I watched it too. I ain't gonna lie, I watched it too. So don't judge me.
So one of his assistant coaches, and I really totally disagreed with him. He said, if you have a true passion about something, you don't have a plan B. I said,
what is he talking?
Like, if you don't have a plan B, and like you said, anything can happen. Like, all right, let's take an athlete. You get hurt, seriously hurt. What is your plan B?
What is your plan B?
Like, but if you don't have a plan B, then what? You just gonna be out here.
But
So
what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, like I said, I really totally disagree with that because, like I said, like you said, you never know what's gonna happen. So, with you have your business and you have that entrepreneurship mindset. So you could go if your music doesn't work, you could go into your business mode. So yeah, I guess didn't get that.
Smart. If they don't work, if you can't be a singer, go teach somebody else how to sing, how to play an instrument. You feel me? It doesn't
That's
mean that just because one avenue doesn't can still participate in music. So that's what I would say.
right.
That's what
That's right.
we.
And that's exactly right. Because again, my businesses vary. I have a consulting business that deals with music and artists, helping them to get their LLCs together, helping them to learn different instruments if that's what they like, helping them to learn how to manage, because you have to know how to manage time, money, and people when you're doing this. So you're absolutely right. I would just move on into those types of, roles on a more heavy basis, and I'm so glad that you guys are saying this and that this is being, recorded, because people need to hear this, because it's true. People like to box themselves in, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to be in no you don't have to be in nobody's box. There are so many options out here if you just take the time to see them and focus on them, instead of focusing on just the box, the walls in the box. You got to figure out what's outside that box, baby.
Come on.
You got to figure out what's outside, because, there's ways to do things when you get outside now. If you stay inside, you're restricted to those four walls and your phone and your laptop, which is cool. You can work off of that. But when you step outside now, you are up in your opportunities, your chances of opportunity, how much? 50, 60, 70, 80%, So we can't do nothing without each other, right? Everybody needs somebody. And so when you're thinking about entrepreneurship, you got to know your network is your net worth, So for real, we all of that is important. And I'm just really, really grateful that you guys had those kind of questions, because other artists and other individuals just need to hear this, for real. It's important.
Yes, this is not an interview. This is the conversation.
Yes, it is. This is a great conversation. Yeah.
Because like you said, some artists need to hear this, because people like yourself would never talk about it if they were just out here just trying to help them. They're not gonna give them backstories of how to do stuff.
Right.
They just like, all right, here you go, boom, there you go. I've been in that position. Where people just gave me the opportunity, but then they tell me how to maneuver through that opportunity.
Correct. And that is huge. Like, that is one of the main precipice of my business. Even with the NEVEAH experience, my band, I'm always trying to get other artists with me. Come tour with me. Come do the intermission portion of our show. Be there to get yourself out there. Bring your merch. Bring your stuff with you, because all of that matters. If you want to get paid, you got to get out there and get paid. It's not going to just come to you. It's not. So you have to think of other ways to do that. So again, that's why we have this opportunity. I want the opportunity that I want to see. So how do I get that opportunity? I have to go and create it, right? I can't wait for somebody to come to me with it all packaged up just how I want it, because that's just not how it goes. You got to get out there and go create that opportunity that you want to see.
Exactly. And so everybody that's listening out there, listen to her.
Listen to her.
Something. She knows something.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're gonna play a little game with her. Now we're all warmed up and everything. Let's play a little game. Can do that?
Yes, absolutely. Let's.
Y'all know. So let's play this or that. It's a classic. I got 5.
Yep.
You got 5. All right. You know how this goes. All right. So let's see. Oh, I didn't tell her how it goes. We're gonna give you choose this or that. All right, cool. All right. So number 1, would you rather 70s soul music or 90s hip hop music?
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Oh, I'm going with the 70s because the hip hop wouldn't have came without the 70s. So I'll take it. I'll take the 70s.
Okay. All right. Would you rather eat chicken or steak?
Huh? Um, oh man. Dang, bruh. All right, I'm gonna have to go with chicken.
Okay.
Would you rather be in Miami or LA?
LA.
Ooh, okay. We're not
LA.
gonna talk about it.
I love Miami though. I do love Miami, but I'd rather be in LA.
Let's go. All right. Would you rather play football or basketball? Oh no.
Basketball.
Let me retract.
Okay, retract.
Basketball.
Basketball or what?
Track.
Or track?
Mm-hmm.
Basketball.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. And then my last question for you: would you rather have orange or pick a color? Orange.
What?
Pink.
Orange
Or pink? Okay, orange or pink.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna have to go with pink.
Okay.
Mhm.
We like that.
And I don't even like pink like that, but I would go with pink because I wear pink before I wear orange.
All right. I got you. All right, Cyclops. Let's
All
go.
right.
The 5.
Okay, so let me start it off real simple.
That was a good 5. That was a good 5, Mocha. That was a good 5.
Let me start it off real simple. Sweet or sour?
Oh, okay, sweet.
Sweet? Okay.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to kind of switch it up with the music. So I'm going to take 90s hip hop
Okay.
or 2000 and above R&B.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take 90s hip hop.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take it on that one because I can't neglect Tupac and I can't do that. I
Okay.
can't do it. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I'm still talking about music when I say this. Eminem or Biggie?
I'm gonna have to say Biggie. I mean, I get Eminem. I get why you said that, but I'm gonna have to stick with Biggie on that.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
All right. Movies, action or comedy?
Oh, action all day. I'm all about action.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. And
Last question.
This is gonna be a tough one because
Okay.
I really want to know your answer to this.
All right.
I guess it's pertaining to your music.
Oh, okay.
If you had to put one song in a time capsule, right? Will it be Right Now or will it be Boom?
It will be time cap. It will be right now. It'll be right now. Definitely, it'll be right now. Yeah, because I need everybody to be dancing for generations to come. I need that to happen. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. All right. That is my 5 questions.
All right, good questions. Yes, that was dope.
Now we know you a little bit better. I like that. I need
See?
to ask you one more question before we get into our last little move. How do you see yourself maintaining the next 10 years? Yes, I know you got the presentation. I know you got the band. But how is that going to carry you for the next 10 years? amongst the people?
So I think what will keep me relevant is the ability to be versatile in that. So, like I said before, I play instruments too. So, being able to go out and, play on drums one set and, come back on another set and play keys, stuff like that is going to definitely keep me relevant 10 years from now. But not only that, also being able to put the full production together. So when I say production, I mean, we're talking about, stage effects. We're talking about, lighting, having all of those things in my, building that. Of course, that takes time. That's money, but
Yeah.
being able to build on to that, so just imagine someone like NEVEAH, coming out and being able to have a stage presentation like a Jasmine Sullivan or a her, that's what you want to aspire towards, or even a Beyonce. Let's take to the top. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because I love me some Beyonce and I love her sets. I love it. Her stage presence. I love her, everything about it. I love it. So it's nothing wrong with aspiring towards greatness, because they are great. So yes, I would love to be able to say NEVEAH got a stage presentation and production like that. And we can do it. We definitely can.
Right.
So that's what's going to keep me relevant right there. That's striving towards that.
Okay. Right. Big things popping. Little said,
Little things
okay?
stopping. That's right. That's right. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
That's
Well,
right. Dream huge, and go get it.
Yes, yes, and I can hear you. That you're basically a go getter, and I love that about you. And like I said, like from the last interview I saw you on, like I said, I immediately had contact questions because I love your energy on that
Oh,
interview, and I love the song. And then now getting to really know you, and we got to know you a little bit more. You
yeah.
know, I might not be agreeing with the Biggie and the Eminem, but it's cool though. It's cool. It's cool.
oh
It's,
It's
shit.
all
it's,
right. We can agree to disagree. That's all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So
Oh, that's
yeah, but yeah, like I said, we love you over here, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we get out of here, we're gonna drop off the screen one more time, and this is where you're gonna give your last words to the public, to the viewers, to the future consumers, to help you get to that 1 million streams for right now. Because I believe it, you're gonna get it. So this is your time to talk to those people.
Sure thing. So, hello, beautiful people. This is your girl, NEVEAH. I'm just hopping on really, really quick to say shout out to everybody who is doing. Okay. It's all about the do. I don't know if you're a musician, you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. Even if you're working for someone else, that's fine too. But just remember, you are on this planet, on this earth for a reason. So make sure that you're taking time for your passion and you are walking in that passion at some point. That's all I really have to give, because honestly, that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been taught to do. And I'm really taking the opportunity to, again, do just that. What do? So again, you guys know what my song is that we got out right now. No pun intended, but it actually, yes, pun intended. The song is right now. We're almost at 1 million views. You guys, please, please, please go check it out. Check it out on Spotify. Go stream that thing. Go check it out on YouTube. Go stream that thing and check it out on Apple Music. Stream that thing. All right. Go do that right now, guys. Right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. And hey, make sure you hit me up on IG, NEVEAH_OTR, NEVEAH_OTR.
That's perfect. Perfect segue. Because I wanted to ask you, what does the OTR stand for?
On the rise.
I was
Mhm.
wondering. I was like, is it on the real, on the run?
On the rise. Yeah, on the rise. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Perfect.
Well, Mocha, before we get out, last words.
Y'all know me, the Mack You can find me on all platforms at Mocha the Mack. My last execute. In order to be successful, you gotta execute. That's part doing it, dreaming it, doing it, and repeating. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Cyclops.
All right. All right. Well, I kind of spoke on it earlier and I disagreed with it, but make sure everybody, whatever y'all do in life, have a plan B. Have a plan B. I don't care what it is. Have a plan B. And
And sometimes C.
there you go.
Okay. You gotta make it up on the fly because you might get it to Z, okay?
That's right.
So y'all know where y'all can find me. That's DJ Cyclops 210 on all platforms. You can find this podcast and all the other podcasts or ATMS _ podcast on IG. And you can also listen to it. If you missed it live, you can listen to it on all our platforms. Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all that good stuff. And you can also rewatch it on YouTube because it's streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So, whew, y'all know what I like to say at the end of my show. I'm going to say it right now, point intended. So, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. Because you never know who's in the hot seat next. Peace, y'all. Boom. We out of here.
Yeah.